Well, what's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I've been asked about what's going on with your storage building that you haven't had an update in a while. So I want to update you guys on what's been going on with it. I think it still looks pretty good. I've been working on getting it organized, and I haven't had a lot of time to work on it like I've been wanting to. But we are getting there. Now, you may remember, if you didn't, you can definitely check out the video where we went to the Virginia Institute of Blacksmith, and they made us the halves for this. Now, I do have this is not the old-fashioned lock that I have. The old-fashioned lock, I haven't put the linseed oil beeswax. I actually made that today, so that way we can seal it up, but then we will use that old antique lock. We're going to use that to protect the metal, and that's like an old-style way of doing it. So if you want to know how we made that, then check this out. Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I am trying something a little bit different here. This is a new trick. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but I learned something from our buddies at the Virginia Institute of Blacksmithing. See, sometimes they say the old methods are the best methods. We have this old lock, okay, that we are going to be using on our storage building. Now, they told me that you're going to need to, of course, protect the lock because it's being outside and things. And so the best way to protect it is, they said, use beeswax. And if you really want to be really good, what you do is you actually make a beeswax paste. And so what we're doing is a 4-to-1 ratio of beeswax. So I went to my hardware store, Ace Hardware, and I got a chunk of beeswax. And you want to put it in a double boiler because you don't want to burn it up, okay? And you're going to put one part beeswax to 4 parts linseed oil. And so that's where I have this jar right here in here, and we're heating this up slowly. Basically, this has to get to about 150-degree temperature, and let's see if I can get a hold of, it's just about all melted. But that was about a 2x2 by 1-inch block of beeswax, and it's just about melted. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and let this melt completely, and then we're going to take it, we got to stir it and make sure that it gets mixed up with the linseed oil, and we're going to take it off and let it cool. Now, this is going to be great for putting on the metal, which will help to keep it from rusting out. I might take a little bit of it while it's still liquid and pour it into the locking mechanics in here to make sure that they're covered. Now, what they told me to do is make sure you go ahead and take a wire brush, get off any rust or anything beforehand, and then you're just going to rub that paste on here. And they said about once a year, you're going to want to go back and redo it. Now, the great thing about using this paste right here that we're making is this is a great finish to go on your turn, like if you're doing wood turnings, or if you have, instead of deciding that you don't want to use polyurethane, you can use that. You can get that hand rub finish. You can use it as a wax to go ahead and buff something up. If you have polyurethane and you want to get a buffing cloth and things, you can use that for a multitude of things. So this is the first time for me, and we're just about finished letting this melt, and we're going to have ourselves some linseed oil beeswax paste. I guess you can teach an old dog new tricks. Love this lock. It's going to be actually used on our shed. All right, so we're going to be putting that beeswax on our lock, and we're going to start using that lock. But let me show you. Now, this is a work in progress. Now, you'll remember we ended up building this, and I put in probably about $1,500 now to build this shed. Now, this shed, in comparison to a Home Depot shed, is a hell of a lot nicer. Now, truth in advertising, I have to say, I had some of the siding left over from the house that we used, and I had these windows. So, if I had bought windows like this, you would have added another $400 or so $500 with the extra siding that I needed to get to finish this. I had basically about a square of the siding, and it's about $200 for 2 squares. So roughly this shed would cost you about $200, which is not a bad price. We did run temporary power for now. Right now I actually have an extension cord After the winter, before the winter gets here, we'll do a trench and we'll end up bringing full power in here, and we'll end up bringing an extra circuit. We'll bring out two 20 amp circuits because we're going to build our outdoor kitchen. Maybe we get started on that after the season starts in about 2 weeks or so when I come back down. So here's what we've been doing. We've installed pegboard up in here. I'm going to rearrange this because this is not as good as I want to, and I've been making this kind of on the fly. So we have an extra shelf up here for all of our battery chargers and our batteries and things. I am going to do, I'm going to take 2x4s and I'm going to actually fill them in right here so it's flush. That'll give me another little shelf space that I can put cans of stuff up there to make sure I maximize that space. It'll be great space right there above it. We did put these heavy duty racks up here, so we have a wood rack there, and I'm using every bit of space as best we can. So you can see what we've done with our door here, putting the pegboard on here. We have these baskets like this for stuff like bug spray, so that way I can, spray some bug spray if I come out here. But things that I'll use quite a bit, need trash bags, things that I always end up using a lot of and can't find. Great things. These storage baskets are good. I'll probably go ahead and buy some more of these. I actually got these from Home Depot, and it's like the big basket, the small basket, I think it's like $15, but they're great little baskets for this kind of stuff. Got my sawhorses on here on the door too, which is great because they're not leaning against the wall. They're not taking up floor space. I ended up putting this heavy duty rack up here to put the ladder. That's not staying, but putting the ladder and the step stool up here gives me floor space that when I do come in, I can take my toolboxes off the truck. They can sit right there in the floor. Now this is still another work in progress where I put this plywood that I had left over that was in my garage out here and putting heavy duty stuff to hang all of my garden tools. I am forever losing my garden tools. And so, that's why I've actually got 2 more of these heavy rakes. I can never find a heavy rake. In fact, I think there's one laying over there on the ground. I can never find my heavy rakes when I need them. Now I can because I have these racks that are perfect for them. So we're working on getting this organized a lot better, where we have everything out of the way. The lawnmower fits underneath most of the tools right there, so that's tucked in. And at the moment, the floor is a mess because I'm still setting stuff up. Now, probably one of the things that I love the most is this. Now, I am not a Ryobi tool guy, okay? I don't buy their power tools. That's Home Depot's brand. I am a DeWalt guy. But they have this fold-down worktop. So this, I won't fold it down because I got so much stuff on here that I'm working with. But at this point right here, it folds down. There's the hardware right here. There's a lever here and a lever there. You pull those two, it goes flat to give you more space. Now, what I like about this now, my wife didn't want to throw away the chair because she can't stand to waste anything. So she said, let's put it in your storage shed until I figure out somebody that needs a chair thing. Yeah. I kind of like it in here. I'll be real with you. I kind of like it in here. And with this right here, now I have it up higher than what a desktop will be. I might bring it down a little bit lower just so it's like a regular countertop. But I've got my tablet here. I can put my laptop on here. I can put a plate of food on here. But it's a great surface. I can take my miter saw, open up the window, and just shoot the sawdust right outside to the ground and things. So it is coming along. For those who are wondering what the shed is like, it's not just a storage spot. It's a getaway, and it's like a mini workshop. If I need to do a little something here or there or whatever, it's easy to come out here. I'll have some tools that I need, and hopefully I'll start getting them better organized. And as opposed to, I have the basement, or the cellar I should say, under the red brick house. I've got my table saws down there, my miter saws down in there, and I've built stuff down in there. Problem with that is going down the steps, it's also a little bit damp, and it's definitely claustrophobic. You get down in there and it's kind of like and there's no light in windows. This is great because I've got the windows. If I'm out here early, I can see the sun come up over there, and in the evenings I can see the sun going down over there, and I can see the house and things like that. So it's actually, I'll be real with you, if I didn't have all these tools and stuff in here, I could see being a tiny home. I really could. You end up putting yourself a bunk up high, right up here, right? Or better yet, one that folds, so it's out of the way, or actually folds up. But having a bunk up there, the only thing would be a problem would be having, of course, plumbing and stuff like that. But you can have power. You can build yourself a little countertop right here. Countertop. You hook up a hose for the sink, so it just drains right on out. You can get yourself one of those portable, composting toilets to go right there, right? You got a countertop, you got a sink, you get a microwave put on the wall, put your TV up there. You can put yourself a couch underneath your bed that's up there. Yeah, I can see. I can do this. Look, Miss Tracy kicks me out, I could turn this into my tiny home and be okay. Great view. I got a garden there, so I can pick my tomatoes and stuff. Yeah. Maybe I ought to think about this being a tiny home and renting it out.